Welcome to Básico Inglés 4.0, the radio show with Kyle Miller. Following class by class, step by step, the material of Básico Inglés 4.0 on Aprende Inglés TV. Class 185. Let's go! Beginner. Hello and welcome to class number 185. Yesterday we practiced the structure, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? ¿Sabes lo que quiero decir? Do you know what I mean? Yes, I know what you mean. Do you know what she means? Do you know what he means? Do they know what you mean? It's important when you speak, it's important that people know what you mean. Lo que quieres decir. What you mean. Sometimes what you say and what you mean are two different things sometimes. So, querer decir is to mean. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Are you sure? It's important that you know what I mean. Okay, I think you know what I mean. I think we can move on. I think we can go to the next subject. I don't think this is very difficult. Okay, now we saw the structure yesterday. There is, we were practicing with there is, there are. I'll give you a hint. When you have haber, the verb haber in Spanish, the subject is going to be there. Hay dos. There are two. There are two. ¿Cuántos hay? How many are there? How many are there? Okay? So now, or for example, hay mucho azúcar. There is a lot of sugar. Okay? So ask me how many people there are in this room. Kyle, how many people are there in that room? Kyle, how many people are there in that room? Well, there is one person in this room. Just me. I'm alone. There's only one person. But ask me how many people there are in the studio. Ask me how many people there are in the studio. Kyle, how many people are there in the studio? How many people are there? There are 3 people in the studio. I am in the small studio today. Today I'm recording the show. I'm in this small studio. Here I am. There is one person in the sound booth. That is our technician. Tonight, Manu is the technician today. And there's also one person in the large studio, which is Dave, who is hosting his program, The Salad, which is a wonderful program. So Dave is there. So the 3 of us, there are 3 of us in the studio, but there is only one person in this room. I'm alone. I'm alone today. I don't have a guest. There's no one else in the room with me. There is no technician. There isn't a technician in the room with me today. The technician is in the other room. Yeah. There's no one with me. I'm alone. So there are. How much is there? Because, well, I have a glass of water. Ask me how much water there is in the glass. Kyle, how much water is there in the glass? Oh, there is. Well, there's quite a lot of water in the glass. It's early in the show. There's quite a lot of water in the glass. Okay, let's move on now and take a look at something new. How about our word of the day? Word of the day. All right, friends, it is time for our word of the day. Our word of the day today is lazy, que es vago, perezoso, vago. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. If you want to learn, you can't be lazy. If you're lazy, you won't learn very much because learning takes an effort. It requires an effort. It takes a very special effort. So don't be lazy. Okay? Lazy. L-A-Z-Y. Lazy. Lazy. Americans say Z. Everyone else says Z for the theta. Lazy. Don't be lazy. Vago, perezoso, lazy is our word of the day. If you're lazy, you won't learn. Let's move into some new material here in class 185. 185. We have the verb to understand, entender. And in the past, I understood. Every day, I understand. Yesterday, I understood. Now, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand me? Yes, Kyle, I understand you. Did you understand what I said yesterday? Yes. I understood what you said yesterday. Did you understand what I said in the last class? Yes, Kyle, I understood what you said in the last class. Did you understand what I said 10 minutes ago? Yes. Well, 2 minutes ago, because 10 minutes ago, we hadn't even started the program. 2 minutes ago, yes, I understood what you said 2 minutes ago. I don't understand Chinese. I don't understand Chinese. I understand French. I understand Spanish. I understand English. But I don't understand Chinese. Ask me if I understand Spanish when people speak quickly. Kyle, do you understand Spanish when people speak quickly? Usually, but I don't understand everything when people speak quickly. No, I don't understand everything when people speak quickly. Ask me if I understand the difference between ser and estar in Spanish. Kyle, do you understand the difference between ser and estar? Well, yes, I do. I understand the difference, but it's complicated. There are a lot of exceptions as to when you use ser or estar. So I understand it, but I still make mistakes, of course, with ser and estar, like a lot of foreign people, a lot of non-native Spanish speakers. Right? English is not as difficult as Spanish. Spanish grammar is much more complex, much more complicated than English grammar, certainly. Yes. You have the verb to be. You have two verbs, ser and estar. Yes. You also have gender for every object. For every object. El lápiz is masculino. Why is it masculine? Why not feminine? Why does it even need a gender? I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand. So the verb to understand. Sometimes I don't understand why you assign a gender to every noun. I don't understand. That's something that I just can't understand. We can say I don't understand, or we can say I can't understand it. Okay. All right, let's move on and take a look at our vocabulary of the day. Vocabulary of the day. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the vocabulary of the day. Our vocabulary of the day, our 5 words of vocabulary. The first word is the verb to adjust. Ajustar, to adjust. To adjust. When I get into a car, I often have to adjust the seat. Yes. Molestar. This is to bother. Molestar, to bother. Arreglo. Un arreglo. An arrangement. An arrangement. Congelar. This is the verb to freeze. Every day I freeze. Yesterday I froze. In the winter, my hands froze. Last winter, my hands froze in Canada. Yeah, sometimes you're outside and it's freezing cold, very cold, and your hands just feel numb, N-U-M-B, numb. You have a silent B there. Numb means when you can't, you lose the sensation of the feeling in your fingers because they're so cold. In this case, when they're frozen. Now, rascar. Rascar is the verb to scratch. Scratch. If something itches, si pica, if it itches, you can scratch it. You can scratch the itch. Like on The Simpsons, itchy and scratchy. You say rasca y pica. On The Simpsons, we say itchy and scratchy for the animals. What are they? Cats or cat and dog? Or no, cat and mouse? I don't remember. But rascar is to scratch. To scratch. Now, yes, I have an itch and I have to scratch it. So we had ajustar, to adjust, molestar, to bother, arreglo, arrangement, congelar, to freeze, rascar, to scratch. All right, now we have one more thing to talk about, one more point, point 3 of class number 185. But before I mention that, I would like to answer the request of a listener, Juan. Juan wrote to me. He wrote me an email saying, Kyle, I would like to learn some slang. Or maybe not slang, but some native-style pronunciation tricks. Now, in our magazine, in our Vaughan magazine, the Vaughan Review, we have usually near the end, around page 25 or page 30, we almost always have a page called the Elysian Fields. Now, in this article, this page, it helps you with your comprehension of native-style pronunciation. Now, I'm going to look back, way back to December 2008. December 2008. And here we have an article practicing can I. Can I. Puedo. Can I. But we say, as natives, we don't always say can I. We say can I. Can I. ¿Te puedo invitar a otra copa? Can I get you another drink? Can I get you another drink? Pero se dice, can I get you another drink? Can I get you? Can I get you? ¿Puedo irme ya? Can I go now? ¿Puedo dejar mi bici aquí? Can I leave my bike here? ¿Puedo llevar a mis hijos? Can I take my children? Okay, can I? Then later on, in March of 2010, we saw ya think. Pero queremos decir you think. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? But we very often say, what do you think? What do you think? ¿Qué crees que deberíamos hacer? ¿Qué crees que deberíamos hacer? What do you think we should do? ¿Crees que es una buena idea? Do you think it's a good idea? You think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a good idea? You think. We're linking the sounds. You think. Do you think? But instead of you, we're saying yeah. This is very common among native English speakers. What do you think? ¿Cómo crees que lo deberíamos hacer? How do you think we should do it? How do you think we should do it? Pero se dice, how do you think? How do you think? How do you think we should do it? ¿Crees que está de vacaciones? Slowly, I would say, do you think he's on holiday? But quickly, I can say, do you think he's on holiday? Or even, you think he's on holiday? Sometimes, which is terrible, but sometimes we even lose the clear pronunciation of the auxiliary, which is not a good habit at all. But sometimes, you think he's on holiday? Do you think he is de vacaciones, on holiday? Do you think he's on holiday? Or you think he's on holiday? Another one here, here in December of 2009, we see into, entra en el coche, get into the car. Pero se dice get into the car, get into the car, get into the car. ¿Quién te tiró a la piscina? Who pushed you into the pool? 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 All right? So there you go. In the Vaughan Review, our monthly magazine, every single month, we have one page of this explaining how these are used and how native people often pronounce certain common structures. So it's a good tool for helping you with your comprehension. So if you're interested, I would recommend that page in the Vaughan Review, and you can find that at vaughanreview.com. All right, now the last thing. So thank you to Juan. Thank you very much, Juan, for that, for asking about that. I hope you found that little discussion helpful, Juan. Here we have everywhere, the word everywhere, appearing now in questions. Do people speak English everywhere? Not everywhere, but people speak English in a lot of places. En verano hay turistas por todas partes. In summer, there are tourists everywhere. Now, are there people everywhere in the center of Madrid? I think so, yes. There are people everywhere, en todas partes, everywhere, en todas partes. There are people everywhere in the summer. Por todas partes, en todas partes, a todas partes. Are there people everywhere in the center of Barcelona? Yes, of course. There are people everywhere in the center of Barcelona. Are there cars everywhere in big cities? Yes, there are cars everywhere in big cities. Is there sand everywhere in the desert? Yes, there's sand everywhere in the desert. Cuando ella estuvo en Alemania, fue a todas partes en coche. When she was in Germany, she drove everywhere. Ir en coche, we say to drive. We use the verb conducir, to drive, but we say, instead of ir en coche, to go by car, we say to drive. When she was in Germany, she drove everywhere. In Madrid, I walk everywhere. I take the metro everywhere, or I walk everywhere. I don't really drive anywhere because most of my business is near the city center, so I feel that I don't need a car. But we'll practice this structure. We'll practice with everywhere tomorrow because we're out of time, but I want to thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time. We'll see you then. Keep listening, keep studying, keep working hard. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.